Hello, beans. Hello, hello.
Welcome back to Tiny Bunny Part 5. Um, and yeah, how are you guys doing today? Or how are you guys doing this evening or nighttime, wherever you are? Um, yeah, for me, I just woke up, to be honest. Okay, let's do this. We're on this one.
Антон! Антон!
My mom only managed to get through to me on her third attempt.
Антон, тебя к телефону!
Anton, there's a call for you.
Девушка какая-то?
It's a girl. My dude got excited. See? I sobered up in an instant and rushed to the hallway.
Не споткнись, смотри.
Watch your step. I grabbed the phone, pressed it to my chest, looking at my mom. She shrugged and went into the room, gathering the toys thrown around by Olga as she went.
Алло?
Hello?
У твоей мамы такой молодой голос.
Your mom has such a young voice.
А, ну да, она сама молодая.
Well, yeah, I mean, she is young.
Не мешаю?
Are you busy right now?
Нет, что ты.
No, of course not. If only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me, what risks I took on just answering this call. There was a pen and a shabby notepad lying on the nightstand. I picked them up and started moving the tip of the pen across the paper, producing chaotic doodles that always ended up turning into hearts.
Я тут подумала, мне надо тебе сказать кое-что.
I've been thinking, I need to tell you something. I froze. It can't be. Does she like me?
В последнее время у тебя такой потерянный вид,
You've been looking so lost lately,
а сегодня в школе на тебе буквально лица не было.
and when I saw you at school today, you were pale like a ghost. I couldn't find words. My heart was aflutter in anticipation.
Я хочу сказать,
I wanted to say
я на твоей стороне.
that I'm on your side. A smile was spreading on my face in anticipation for Polina's next words.
И мне тебя очень жаль.
And I feel so sorry for you. What? Why do you feel sorry for me?
Такие хорошие ребята, как ты, заслуживают большего.
Good guys like you deserve better.
Мне очень хочется верить, что однажды ты найдешь в себе силы дать отпор, и другие перестанут тебя задирать.
I want to believe that you'll find the strength to fight back at some point and the others will stop picking on you. The pen fell out of my weak fingers. Is that all she's going to say?
Может, даже девушку найдешь.
Maybe you'll find a girlfriend. Oh no, man, I thought she was going to, like, confess her love or something, but, like, jeez. Maybe you'll even find a girlfriend. Poor him. She sounded as if she was unsure of her own words.
Короче, знай, ты славный парень.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that you're a nice guy. It was a total failure. Compassion instead of an invitation to hang out.
Ты тут?
You there? Before I could reply, Olga descended the stairs. She was holding some book in a pink cover, encyclopedia of a young lady.
Ты долго еще?
Will you take long? I covered the handset with my hand.
Я разговариваю.
I'm in the middle of a conversation.
Что случилось?
What happened?
Почитай мне, пожалуйста.
Read me a bedtime story, please.
Мама уснула.
Mom fell asleep.
Иди к себе, я сейчас.
Go to your room, I'll be there in a minute.
Только быстрее, ладно?
Just be quick, okay?
Ладно.
Fine. My last reply sounded excessively annoyed. I sighed, watching my sister running up the stairs.
Алло, Полина?
Hello, Polina?
Прости, мне надо бежать.
Sorry, I need to run.
Представляешь, Знаешь, кое-кто втюрился в меня и теперь отирается у моих окон, требуя сходить с ним на свидание.
Can you imagine? There's someone in love with me and he snoops about under my windows, demanding to go on a date with me. What? So maybe the owl affects her too?
Пойду прогоню его, пока дедушка не проснулся.
I'll go chase him away before Grandpa wakes up.
Или может дать ему шанс?
Or maybe I should give him a chance. No, don't. I bit my lower lip in jealousy.
Если интересно, расскажу тебе завтра.
I'll tell you tomorrow if you want.
Мы в конце концов друзья.
We're friends after all. Anton, you don't have to do that to the drawing. Jesus. Friends, at least she didn't say we were besties.
Да, конечно.
Yeah, sure.
Добрый.
Good. The buzzer hummed at my brain. Dirty S word. Jesus Christ. An angry voice spoke through the teeth in my brain. Like a restless zombie devoid of a consciousness, I dragged my feet up the staircase. I wish I could tell Dad, ask for his manly advice, but he doesn't show up home until late at night because of his new job. My parents don't have time for me, to put it lightly.
Ну, где твоя книжка?
Well, where's your book? I started. The kids' room was empty.
Оль?
Well, yeah. She probably snuck into my room. Started walking down the corridor. The room was infested with shadows. The blinds were wavering like there was someone hiding behind them. I smiled, sneaked toward the window and threw open the curtain.
Попалась!
Gotcha! There was nobody behind the cloth. The window was a TV screen showing winter scenery. The lamppost, the field, and a couple of walking figures in the middle of it. Oh, shh! What the fuck? Elisa and Olya. I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Elisa was leading Olya into the thicket. Oh no. You have to go, buddy. I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and rush out of the house. Ah, man, like, do I have a lisp or something? My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. The wind carried the cold, resinous smell of carnivorous trees from the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed in front of the gate. I could only recognize them as my sister and the fox girl because of their height. I ran toward the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the fingers moved and slowly glided toward the thicket like an ice skater. I slowed down and touched my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Worry landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke up in my belly and started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I'd left behind. I finally caught up to my sister, dressed only in a coat.
Оля!
Olya,
Ты видел лисичку?
have you seen the foxy?
Оля, зачем ты вышла на улицу?
Olya, why did you go outside?
Если мама узнает...
If Mom finds out... My sister froze in place, facing the tiger. The tiger? She was in a hand's reach, and I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason, probably to make sure it wasn't a dream. Ah! Okay. A pointy beak was directed at me, strewn with feathers that formed an owl face. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me.
Ого, не узнает.
Hoot hoot, she won't. The voice sounded exactly like Olya's, but there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers and the carton. I sprinted away as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretended to be Olya, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in its windows granted me hope. My mom and sister are there, my salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it's because the owls can fly? I was already climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. Oh, lovely. From the snoot black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf cub crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a stroke. And even though I could clearly see that the wolf face was a mask, something in this werewolf's convulsions made me freeze in place. The boy in a wolf's costume rubbed his eyes against the porch post and fell to his knees. He bent his back so hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Vicious drops fell to the wooden planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering to me to save myself. The fence was flashing by at the edge of my vision. I was running in another direction this time, toward the toothy edge of the forest that smelled of pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back as if he forgot his human nature. Grrr, grrr. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Plastering snow prevented me from standing up, from propping myself up against anything, but my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like the toxic fumes of burial pyres. I ran again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when I fell down, and my ears were now hot from the freezing cold while most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing that running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the line of trees. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose an eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots, sprouting from the ground, grabbed at my foot. I ran into the scratchy trunk, slid down to its base, and looked around in panic.
Ух, какой ты быстрый!
Phew, you're so fast. Hey. My first desire was to dash toward her and hug her. I resisted it and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine.
Ты...
You,
Что ты здесь делаешь?
what are you doing here?
Да вот,
Listen, Nat. She was holding the hat I lost.
в бюро находок подрабатываю.
Working part-time and lost and found.
Надевай, а то уши замерзнут, а потом, глядишь, и вовсе отвалятся.
Put it on. Put it on, all your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her eyes, between her and the hat, scared that Elisa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. But in the end, my hat turned out to be just my hat. I took it and pulled it over my forehead,
Тепло?
feeling warmer. I didn't reply.
Там во дворе были какие-то дети.
There's some children in the yard.
И что, покусали тебя, что ли?
And did they bite you or something?
Нет.
No.
А чего же ты убежал?
Then why did you run away? The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled,
Не знаю.
I don't know.
Эх, обещала не обзывать тебя дурачком.
Why did I promise to never call you a dunce again?
А я обещание исполняю.
Oh well, I keep my promises. She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Olya to savor the minute details of her smell.
Сколько можно повторять? Со мной ты в безопасности.
How many times do I need to tell you? You're safe as long as you're with me.
Я твой друг.
I'm your friend,
И они.
and they are too.
А,
I quickly turned around toward the place the fox girl was pointing to. Kids in masks appeared in the clearing. At least they looked like kids since they were all pretty short. Whoops. Oh shit, okay. Five Nights at Freddy's out here. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from running around.
Я думала, ты в снег провалился.
I thought you fell through the snow.
Стала снег копать, нет тебя.
Started digging around but couldn't find you.
А я не копал, лень копать было.
And I didn't care enough.
А ну как получается? Если дурак, ты бегай да копай.
You see, if you're dumb, you run around and dig.
А если умный, подожди, пока другие набегаются, накопаются и устанут.
And if you're smart, you wait until the others get tired of running around and digging.
И уж тогда заводи разговор.
Then you start talking.
Как я рад,
You're a rat.
дегенерат.
Degenerate.
А?
Huh?
Не обращай внимания, он со странностями.
Don't mind him, he's a weirdo. I stood there stupefied, my mouth agape and my hands dangling helplessly. I had no idea how to react to the words of these late-night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile.
Вы просто меня напугали.
You just scared me, that's all. They started looking at each other and somebody even snorted as if I said something funny.
Да, лиса права.
Yes, the fox is right.
Это он.
He's the one.
Нет, это наш.
No, this is our.
Неужели нашли?
Have you finally found him?
Наш зайчик.
Our bunny.
Да, похож.
Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging a part of his costume like it was his tail in excitement. First!
Ну, конечно, ты первый.
Of course you were the first.
Это волчик раньше всех почуял зайчика в тебе и рассказал нам.
Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you.
Здравствуй.
Hello.
С нашей совушкой ты знаком не понаслышке. Не такая уж она и страшная, правда?
And you've already met Hootie before. She isn't that scary, is she?
Да, наверное.
I guess.
А этот улыбчивый бугай — медвежутка.
And this smiling big guy is Teddy.
Ты лучше с ним поласкавее, а то голову откусит.
Be mindful with him or he'll chew off your head.
Зачем это?
What?
Да, смотрю, ты чувство юмора где-то обронил.
I see you've also dropped your sense of humor somewhere on the way here. I was still unsure if these peculiar little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes of their carnival masks. Elisa put her hands to her side in a theatrical manner and somehow managed to wink with her fox face.
Когда в следующий раз придем, будем звенеть в колокольчики, чтобы ты не так боялся нашего визита.
The next time we come, we'll ring bells for you. That way you'll be less scared of our visit.
А у нас разве есть колокольчики?
Do we even have any bells?
Чур, я звенеть не буду.
I won't be ringing.
У меня лапка болит.
My paws hurt. My smile was no longer fake.
О, зубы показал. Это добрый знак.
Ah, you showed us your teeth. That's a good sign.
Не ожидала, что сможем тебя рассмешить.
I didn't expect you to find us fun.
Я думала, это под силу только Диснейленду.
I thought it was an emotion reserved strictly to Disneyland.
Откуда ты знаешь?
How do you know that?
Да так, прочитала кое-где.
I read about it somewhere.
Про меня?
You read about me?
Про клюв от воробья. Про Диснейленд яхонтовый.
Aren't you funny? No, about Disneyland, darling.
Ты умеешь читать по-человечески?
You can read human?
Зря я, что ли, в школу хожу день ото дня.
Do you think I've been going to school every day for nothing? I mean, everyone goes to school for nothing. And then she sang a coquettish voice, in a coquettish voice, I think.
Как детей не замечать, как мечты их развенчать. Учат в школе, учат в школе, учат в школе. Крепко-накрепко вломить, с детства слабеньких
All
чморить.
the
Учат
At
в
your
школе,
local school,
учат в
of course,
школе,
and in
учат
your
в школе.
classroom. I forgot to read the other one, but like that sounded so fun. I just wanted to listen to it. I let out a cautious laugh. My new acquaintances didn't seem scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky, and if someone was rewinding a tape. The masked kids got close and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps. I felt my clothes, as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason, I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards.
Никто тебя больше не обидит.
Nobody will hurt you anymore.
Друг,
Friend.
пусть только попробуют.
Yeah, if someone even tries to. The fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing.
Ну что, Тоша, убежишь с воплями или с нами пойдешь?
Well then, Tosha, will you run away screaming or come with us?
Куда?
Where to?
На аттракционы!
To the amusement park. At that moment, Tiger's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought about the ring of crystal glass and the whispers of a fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the flute song shattered the last of them. I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. My legs carried me on their own will, and the tunnels made of pine stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I only saw in my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops like some fantastical bird. The snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches as silver. I can't read anymore. Elisa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could.
О, красиво как.
What a sight.
Очень красиво.
It's so beautiful. Wolfie howled in agreement.
Это мелочи.
This is nothing.
Я покажу гораздо больше,
I can show you much more,
если захочешь.
if you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes, hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. Now I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January winds.
Скажите, а
Why?
зачем вам маски?
Why do you wear these masks? I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from the peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing.
А тебе зачем?
And why do you ask? I touched my cold cheek.
Но я без маски.
I'm not wearing one.
Обожаю человеческие сказки.
I love human tales.
Человеческие ласки.
Human nails?
Человеческие дрязги.
Human fails?
Я же говорила.
I've already told you.
Все жители поселка носят маски,
All the villagers wear masks.
только скрываются за ними отнюдь не люди.
It's just you won't find anything human underneath them.
И даже я?
Even me?
Ты такой рассеянный, Антон.
You're so clumsy, Anton.
Однажды мы уже нашли твои очки.
Oh, they found the glasses. Then, how did Simeon go missing? We've already found your glasses once already.
И шапку.
And you rat.
И твое настоящее лицо.
And your real face. I looked at the mask the fuss was holding out to me. The bunny mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through that slits. Ooh, let's become one of them. Suddenly, fighting its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Simeon's possession. My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him. Or even worse.
А куда подевался Семен? Что с ним стало?
And where did Simeon disappear to? What happened to him?
И с остальными детьми?
And the other children? The bear and the owl looked at each other. Guys? Anyone know anything? The wolf boy curled into a ball and the fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask.
Тот, кого держали в клетке.
The one who was kept in a cage.
Тот, кто режет мелко-мелко.
The one who cuts into pieces raw.
Тот, кто носит кожаное лицо, забрал их.
The one who wears a skinned face took them.
Умел бы я креститься, перекрестился бы.
If I knew how to cross myself, I'd do it.
Хотите сказать, это был человек?
So you're saying it was a human?
Чем ты только слушал?
Were you even listening to us?
Разве можно назвать такого, как он, человеком?
How can you even call someone like him human?
Одно слово. Взрослый.
There's just one word for him. An adult.
В мире взрослых так легко потеряться.
It's so easy to get lost in the adult world. Yeah, that it is. I found it quite boring so far though, and anxiety inducing.
Убийцы,
Killers, cruel
жестокие
animal trainers, and cold
дрессировщики
parents.
и равнодушные родители.
Remember kids, don't be too hesitant to grow up. Enjoy your life, because the adult life, it's not for the faint of heart.
Лучше об этом вовсе не думать, чтобы не грустить.
Ah, if you don't want to get sad, better not think about that.
Не знаю, как вам, а мне печалиться совсем не хочется.
I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad.
И я сегодня какой-то не грустный.
Somehow, I'm also not sad today.
Антон, а ты?
What about you, Anton?
Huh?
Huh? I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I was sure that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. Someone tall, going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers.
Так что, сядем тосковать или займемся отдыхом?
What now? Are we going to sit and be sad or have some fun?
Алиса хотела что-то показать.
Alisa wanted to show me something.
Давай начнем с самой сладкой части программы.
Let's start with the sweet stuff. The fox girl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them to each of the kids. Covers shuffled. The smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melon wafted through the air.
А
Oh my! Okay. The last treat's a chocolate-covered waffle candy Elisa put right into my mouth. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. I felt like my body was covered in fur and small sparks were running along it. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
Спасибо.
Thanks. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the inside of the mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The paper mache was warm. The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kind where you The kind where you dive into a hot bath after being outside in winter, when you lie there and purr from the soapy water.
Говорила же, это твое!
See, I told you, this is yours.
Мое.
Mine.
Чего стоим? За нас веселиться никто не будет.
What are we waiting for? The fun won't have itself. The melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. What? Are you the Hulk or something? I heard her laughter from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing.
И ты так можешь. Попробуй.
You can do it too. Give it a try. Are you guys the Avengers or something? The furry Avengers? I followed suit. My feet tore off from the ground. I flew toward the stars like a rocket and screamed for happiness after seeing my friends down below. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. The stars looked like vivid sparkles that I could reach and lick up. The moon also got closer, and then I plunged. I got scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soles landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance.
С нами ты в безопасности.
You're safe with us,
И все твои мечты станут явью.
and all your dreams will come true.
Я так счастлива наконец обрести тебя.
I'm so happy that I finally found you.
Зайчик.
Bunny! In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four are not a threat. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. I also realized how alive my surroundings have become. I heard the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces of the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking and the stars were grimacing in fear. That's right. Be scared. I'll jump to you, and I snapped my teeth and then let out a jubilant laugh, jumping up along with the fox. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air. I swirled. Elisa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher.
Эй, тебя что, заколдовали?
Hey, did someone put a spell on you? That someone is standing next to me, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. The whole class was wondering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. Their faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above the forest with Elisa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Probably, it was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest, just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. That feeling of flight was much more important. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon.
Прости, задумался.
Sorry, I got lost in thought.
Слышал уже про Катю?
Have you heard about Katya?
А?
Huh? Oh no! I glanced at the empty seats in front of me.
Катя пропала.
Katya went missing. Look over there. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion.
Как пропала? Быть не может.
What do you mean? It can't be. Attention, child missing. Katya Smirnova, 12 years old. Katya Smirnova, 12 years old, grade 6B, was last seen during the day of January 23 at the schoolyard. Identifying features: 155 centimeters tall, green eyes, light brown hair, lean build. She was dressed in a fur hooded coat, a knitted hat with a pom-pom, a white scarf and gloves. Special identifying features: wears a strawberry-themed scrunchie. If anybody has information on Katya's whereabouts, call the following numbers. Episode 4. Stomp your hooves and wait.
Я сама не поверила, но Лилия Павловна на работу не вышла.
I couldn't believe it at first, but Lilia Pavlovna didn't come to work today.
Контрольная отменяется.
The test is off. I remembered Katya. She was both beautiful and mean. Katya, the first girl in our class whose body started maturing to the envy of all the other female students. I mean, you did call her a bitch in your head. The main source of gossip, a snake and a bitch. Yeah, I was right. You did it again. I continued scribbling in my notebook, drawing rows of pines and two small figures flying between the treetops and the full moon. Shivers ran up to my shoulders, sneaking playfully under the hem of my shirt. Even though soaring through the sky felt so simple, there was still something evil weighing me down. The culprit was definitely still in the village. They were hiding something horrible under a mask of piousness?
А что ты рисуешь?
What are you drawing? Embarrassed, I covered the notebook as if there was something shameful about the figures above the
Да
forest.
ничего, так, дурака валяю.
Nothing really, just fooling around. Polina put her elbows on the desk. I had already forgotten how light and graceful she was, just like a violin. The anger and rage that boiled inside me yesterday during our phone call subsided, hid in a hole. I just couldn't stay mad at Polina. I wish she could also jump around with us after stripping away her mask of fake mundanity. I smiled, imagining Polina's skirt flapping in the wind, the stars sparkling all around us, her asking in bewilderment whether it's all a dream, and myself telling her that it doesn't matter. Polina's expression grew dark again.
Ужасно еще и то, что Катю мне жалеть сложно.
It's also tragic that I find it difficult to empathize with her.
Я правда ищу в себе сострадание, но вспоминаю ее поступки и...
It feels like there's a pattern here. Like, Simeon went missing because he was a dick. Katya went missing because she was a dick. And maybe Vova was also a dick? I don't know. I tried so hard, but then I remembered all her nasty deeds and Polina shook her head.
Я чудовище, да?
I'm a monster, aren't I? No, dude, you're not a monster. No, I thought. You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met. But alas, you're only number 2 on that list. Wow. I decided not to say that out loud.
Плохо, наверное, что исчезновение анкеты расстроило меня больше, чем пропажа одноклассницы.
It's not okay that I felt worse when I lost my questionnaire than when she went missing. My nostrils picked up the smell of candy, tree resin, and fireworks.
Ты потеряла анкету?
You lost your questionnaire?
Да, и кто-то сейчас читает чужие секреты.
Yes, somebody out there is reading other people's secrets now. Yes, the forest, I thought, imagining the crooked branches turning notebook pages, touching the childish handwriting with their icy twigs.
Надеюсь, ее найдут.
I hope the search goes well. I was unsure whether she spoke about Katya or a notebook. I wanted to ask her about it, but then I noticed Polina's intense stare directed at me.
Что?
What?
Ты будто изменился.
You've changed. I smoothed my hair flat, surprised.
Просто не выспался.
I just didn't sleep well tonight.
Сегодня ты точно какая-то другая мелодия.
You're a different
Очень
melody today.
древняя, таинственная.
Some mysterious ancient tune. I thought about the flute's melody streaming between the bush treetops.
Надеюсь, ты никому не рассказал про наш вчерашний разговор?
I hope you haven't told anyone about our chat yesterday.
Что ты?
Of course not. She nodded as if acknowledging that she can fully trust me. I was unsure whether I merited such trust. Her hair cascaded down around her shoulders. The smell was so wonderful that it sent me flying toward the glowing stars of my inner cosmos without any magic. Biasha jumped at me like that jump in a box toy and yelled in my ear, "Oh no,
Опачки!
look here!"
А че это у вас за суры-муры-на?
Having a lovey-dovey time, eh?
Ты че, очкарик, Полиночку охмуряешь?
Hey, Four Eyes, are you trying to pick up Paulina? Paulina came to my help, even though I didn't ask her to. Or maybe I did with my entire appearance.
Что за глупости? Мы просто друзья.
What's with this nonsense? We're just friends.
Твоя подружка, значит? Ходишь вместе за платьями? С этим педиком?
Is he your girlfriend then? Do you go to buy dresses together with this F word?
Никакой он не педик. И вообще, отвянь от Петрова.
He's not an F word. Leave Petrov alone. I needed to do something. I just sat there clutching the edge of my desk. Romka gave me a deriding snort.
Баба тебя спасла, уродец.
A girl saved you,
Живи
ugly
пока.
face. I'll let you live for now. My enemies left the classroom, guffawing. Paulina showed me a sad smile.
Будь сильным.
Be strong. I wanted to scream that I couldn't be strong and stand up against these bastards. I couldn't stand up for myself or anyone else. I'm pathetic. I want to disappear into the forest, dig myself into the snow. I want to go home, get under my blanket, far away from humans. Paulina left, and the thoughts that were terrorizing me finally made me weep. I stayed late after school again to escape Romka's ire for my rash act of talking to Paulina, which meant I had to drag my feet toward home in the twilight. A bored school janitor scraped his shovel against the asphalt, and the upperclassmen blew out smoke that formed clouds similar to dialogue bubbles in comics. I wanted to fill those bubbles with friendly words, but there was nothing friendly about the icy stares those guys gave me. I was leaving the unpleasant world of stale buns and nasty insults. Someone shoved me near the stairs. Didn't their parents teach them to apologize? I crossed the village and slowed my pace near the bridge. I turned my head around, looking for my fox friend, but neither she nor my other new friends could be seen anywhere. I was met with the silent forest. I felt like a crouching predator, pretending to be asleep. It still watched me with one eye, from under half-closed eyelids, and I walked through it, my fingers gripping the backpack straps, looking at my feet through the pair of glasses. Katya! Katya! Once again, black shadows flashed among the naked trees, shouting the name of a girl who was most likely already dead over and over. The sunset fizzled over the pine tops like a flame from a gas burner set to a minimum. I walked forward, trying to hide my head in my shoulders, avoiding the sight of the crooked trees. The house was a dark stain on the white snowy blanket. The front door was open and swayed slightly in the wind. I had felt like my skin was getting covered in rime. I clenched my fists. Darkness oozed into the hallway and snowflakes floated inside along with it, landing softly on the rug, like a pack of vultures that sensed their food. I stepped into the doorway with the utmost caution. For a moment, I thought I heard someone talking in the kitchen, but it turned out to be a radio broadcast.
Циклон, о котором мы предупреждали, движется к региону. Завтра синоптики обещают ветер с порывами до 15 метров.
The previously mentioned cyclone is getting even close to the region. The official forecast for tomorrow suggests gusts of wind reaching up to 70 kilometers per hour. Jesus Christ, that's fast.
МЧС призвала жителей соблюдать меры предосторожности. Дороги перекрыты. Холодная воздушная масса арктического происхождения несет с собой буран.
Emercom of Russia has called on citizens to exercise extreme caution. The roads are closed off. The cold air streams coming from the Arctic are bringing massive blizzards. I heard voices coming from the upper floor too. The staircase let out a long squeak. I took one step, yet my heart managed to beat 6 or 7 times in the meantime. The door to my parents' bedroom was ajar. A shadow play unfolded inside a light spot. Black silhouettes were performing a dance of hatred. Mom hissed at Dad, her wrists flying toward the ceiling, and he towered over her, his hands crossed on his huge chest.
Мы все в опасности. И все из-за тебя.
We're all in danger, and it's your fault.
И не ври, ты видел его в поселке.
And stop lying, you saw him in the village.
Он вычислил, где мы живем.
He found out where we live.
Это был не он.
It wasn't him.
Я читала в газетах, на что способны твои дружки.
I've read about the things your buddies are capable of in the newspapers. I ran toward my bedroom. My parents were in the middle of another quarrel where they showered each other with mutual accusations. Dad let out a low, beast-like roar.
Пусть они прекратят.
Make them stop. Olya stood in the corridor, pressing her little palms against her ears. Her face, swollen from crying, made my skin freeze.
Что случилось?
What happened?
Они разведутся.
They're going to divorce. The D word. I hugged my sister and held her tight. My tongue refused to listen to my commands, to look for excuses. It felt like the screams were coming from every direction, right and left, up and down, splitting my head apart. Swear words rained down on us, so we covered our heads with our hands, like refugees running from a bombing.
Я хочу уйти.
I want to escape.
В свою комнату.
To your room?
Нет. Дальше.
No, far away.
Отведи меня в Небыляндию. Ты обещал.
Lead me to Neverland, you promised. I carefully unglued Olya's hands from her ears and led her away from the room without parents, which was vibrating with malice.
Из-за тебя.
Your fault.
Ради кого?
For whom? Your own, and only your own. I would never. In moments like these, I despise them more than they despise each other. I bolted down the door to my room and leaned in against it. My knees gave way.
Послушай, Оля,
Look,
мне
Olya.
тоже здесь плохо.
I also hate it here.
Ты хотя бы в школу ходишь.
At least you can go to school. I let out a sad laugh.
Эта школа кошмар. Меня там все ненавидят.
That school is one big nightmare. Everybody hates me.
Только одна девочка надо мной не смеется. Зато жалеет, как побитого пса.
There's only this one girl who isn't making fun of me. She takes pity on me instead, like I'm a beaten dog.
Ты не пес.
You're not a dog.
Я не понимаю, кто я.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Но там, снаружи, ничем не лучше, чем в доме.
But the outside world is clearly no better than our home.
Где же лучше? Давай пойдем туда. Полетим, поплывем.
Do you know a better place? Let's go there. We'll fly or swim.
Если б можно было. Я бы все на свете отдал, чтобы уйти и забрать тебя с собой.
If only we could do that. I would have sacrificed everything to escape and take you with me. Olya's upper lip trembled.
Клянешься?
Swear? I put a bitter smile.
Чтоб мне умереть.
On my own life. Something hit the window's ledge on the outside. Oh, Jesus. Olya shuddered and shifted her gaze towards it. Bam! Another snowball smacked into the window's frame.
Ты ждешь кого-то?
Were you expecting someone? I didn't reply. Instead, I let go of her wrist. Olya wept in fear. I crossed the room, wincing from every shout coming from my parents. I could hear plates getting smashed now. They must have moved their argument to the kitchen. Hey, friends! Hello. I flung the curtains and the window open. Hello, friends. Hi. Hooty, Teddy, Wolfie, and most importantly, the charming Elisa stood outside waving at us. Olivia gasped in surprise when she saw the owl girl.
Я же говорила!
See, I told you.
Да, знаю, я тебе всегда верил.
Yeah, I know. I always believed you.
Кто они?
Who are they? Her fearful voice also had some curiosity mixed in.
Чтобы в такую погоду дома сидеть, надо быть очень скучными детьми.
Only the most boring children sit at home in weather like this.
Столько игр не игранных.
We still have so many games to play, Hoot.
Давайте только не во все игры играть, а то у меня лапка болит.
But let's not play all of them. My paws hurt. My paw hurts.
По чуть-чуть. И потом отдохнем.
We play a little, then rest. Friends.
Выходите скорее играть и танцевать.
Come on, come out to play and dance. My heart started beating faster as soon as I saw Elisa, and my inner voice practically screamed, "She's here, she's finally here."
Они знают, как попасть в Небыляндию?
Do they know the way to Neverland? I entertained that possibility, looking at the animal kids.
Может быть, пойдем и узнаем.
Maybe. Let's go find out. The silhouettes of my forest friends promised to free us from sadness, anger, and nightly horrors. I made sure that all your war-worn clothes. Mom barked at Dad like a wild beast from that show with Nikolai Drozdov. Nikolai Drozdov, a Soviet and Russian zoologist, traveler, popular science advocate, and a TV host featuring in the Inside the Animal Kingdom program. He is famous for his infectious optimism and overwhelmingly empathetic attitude towards animals. We sneaked past the rumbling kitchen and into the snowfall outside. Hello, Elisa. Elisa ran up to me and hugged me tight, poking her cold nose into my neck.
Как же долго!
You took so long.
Пока мы вас домоседов ждали, то чуть не состарились.
We almost got old waiting for you, shut-ins. She pressed her body into me even harder.
Оказывается, ждать так утомительно.
Turns out waiting is so tiring.
Фу, дайте хоть минуточку в себя прийти.
Phew, give me a minute to catch my breath.
Однажды я тоже долго собиралась. А когда закончила, то и вовсе забыла куда.
I was preparing to leave for a long time once, hoot hoots, and then I was done. I forgot where I was supposed to go. Olya looked at the owl with suspicion, but she still giggled when the bird did a backflip and landed perfectly on her feet without staggering. And the other animals, as if on cue, stopped fooling around and stared at Olya in amazement.
Это же та девочка, что не хотела со мной дружить.
That's the girl who didn't want to become friends. Oh, so the owl was Hooty. Okay.
Меня зовут Оля.
My name is Olya.
Раньше я просто тебя боялась.
I was afraid of you before.
Тебя испугала наша совушка?
Were you afraid of our Hooty?
Может быть, у нее совофобия?
Maybe she has owl phobia. Wait, let me just look that up. Fear of owls. Ah, here it is. It's oh boy, wait. Listen to this. Strigiformophobia is a fear of owls.
А это лечится?
Can you cure that?
Главное, чтобы ребенок не боялся веселиться.
It doesn't matter as long as she's not afraid of having fun.
Иначе с нами можно умереть от страха.
Or she might get scared to death with us. I was stunned at the realization that my lips were slowly forming a smile. Every time I met Elisa, it felt like I crossed a river, and the sound of flowing water suppressed all my negative thoughts.
Какие у вас красивые костюмы!
Your costumes are so pretty! The fox girl let go of me and squatted beside Ilya.
О, какая очаровашка!
My, what a cutie.
Антоша, почему ты прятал от нас это милое создание раньше?
Why did you hide such a cute creature from us before? I glanced at the house, worried that our parents might have seen us and were about to ruin our fun like they always do. They hugged my sister and replied,
Давайте отойдем подальше.
let's get further away from here.
Запросто!
Sure thing.
Оля, а ты знаешь, как найти в нашем лесу Деда Мороза?
Hey Olya, do you know how to find Grandpa Frost in our forest? Grandpa Frost, Dead Moroz. A legendary figure similar to Santa Claus. Whoops. Yeah? Good on yourself? Yeah. Okay, Mom. Love you. What? Oh, yeah, yeah. Speaking of cable, I might need a new one. Yeah. Love you, Mom. Bye. Grandpa Frost. Dead Moroz. Moroz. A legendary figure similar to Santa Claus. Hailing from Slavic mythology, he is often depicted wearing a heel-length fur coat in red or blue, a semi-round fur hat, and a pair of Russian traditional winter footwear, valenki. His face is adorned by a long white beard and he walks with a long magic stick. He's said to bring presents to well-behaving children on the New Year's Eve. Oh wow, so it's like Santa Claus. Yeah, Santa Claus. My sister's eyes widened. Okay guys, I'm gonna end it here. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. My niece is coming over in a bit, so I'm going to like entertain her as well and just start my day off. So if any of you see this, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. You are awesome. If you want to follow me on Twitch at Nikoime8671. I don't stream much because I'm busy moving to a new house. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitch, that'd be awesome. If you don't, it's your choice. If you liked this video, leave a thumbs up. And if you didn't, it is what it is. But for now, I love you guys very much. Take care of yourselves.